Well, hello, and welcome to Stop, Let's Team Up Those Daring Defenders, episode 11. And we will be covering the magnificent Defenders Volume 1, issue number 3. So let's get started. This is Defenders Volume 1, issue number 3. Its cover date is December 1972, so it probably means it came out in late August or September, if I'm getting these numbers right. I'm not that going looking for the actual release date. It is called Four Against the Gods. It has a wonderful Gil Kane, John Buscema, Sal Buscema cover. It is a magnificent cover. I do like all these artists. They're crazy, amazing. The credits are writer Steve Englehart, penciler Sal Buscema, inker Jim Mooney, letterer Artie C-Mac, and editor Roy Thomas. Roll call: Doctor Strange, Submariner, Hulk, Silver Surfer. Supporting guest Barbara Norris is back, and the villains are the Nameless Ones again. And let's go to the synopsis from the Marvel database. In an attempt to help the Silver Surfer circumvent Galactus' barrier and return to his home planet, Doctor Strange brings the Defenders and the Surfer into another dimension where the barrier does not exist. However, he inadvertently transports them from the Valley of the Undying Ones to the realm of the Nameless Ones. There they find and rescue Barbara Norris, who had previously sacrificed herself to save Strange. The group is caught in a violent maelstrom that sucks them toward a hole in the macrocosm. Thanks to the efforts of Namor, Silver Surfer, and the Hulk, the five manage to escape their fate, only to see that their loved ones now imprisoned within an ethereal force. Before they can attempt to save them, they vanish, and it is revealed it is just an illusion created by the Nameless Ones. Barbara has joined with the Nameless Ones, whose loneliness has driven her to mate with the creature and dupe her former friends. A battle ensues, culminating in Strange and the Surfer trapping the three-headed Nameless One in his own snare. Unwilling to leave Barbara, Strange uses his magic to release her from the monster, only to discover that she has gone insane. Sensing that they have now passed beyond Galactus' barrier around the Earth, the Silver Surfer tells Strange to return the group to their dimension. However, upon returning, they discover they are still on Earth. Angered by finding that he is still trapped and feeling somewhat betrayed, the Surfer departs. Dr. Strange ponders the disastrous mission and his suitability for role of leader of the Defenders. Okay. God, was this a great comic book. Lots of action, a lot of stuff going on. I'm glad I did those 9 issues or whatever issues, 5 or 6 issues up front, because it all's paying off. Barbara Norris is going to, in issue 4, have a big part in decades of Defenders lore. And I mean, if you're listening to this, I hope you've read. If you're following along your first time read through the Defenders, lucky you. Not that you're listening to me. Yes, I hope lucky you that you think that, but lucky you're actually reading this. It's a great comic. It is well written. I'm a big Englehart fan, and especially in this era, because he has tight storytelling. He has a lot going on. He has everybody get something to do. There's good characterization. There is characterization. I mean, it is a comic book. This isn't Dostoevsky or Hemingway. It's a comic book, but it's a Steve Englehart comic book, and that's a good thing. Stuff's happening. There's a reason for it happen. There's ramifications for actions, because in this era, continuity was king, and I like that. I'm a continuity fan. Sorry. But so much is going on. Barbara has been trapped, but she's going to play a part in their history going forward. Again, more Sal Buscema art. I can't say enough about how much I love Sal Buscema. It's just, he's one of my favorite comic artists of all time. This is a great lineup. I'm really enjoying these a lot, because I mean, it's been 2 years since I've read this arc, because I did read the first. I found my bookmark in Essentials Volume 2. I was almost done with it during what was a reread that I started during the early days of the pandemic, and then I got sidetracked by other things, basically animated Doctor Who, But that, go listen to Gallifrey's Most Wanted. My love of they did, how they entertained me during the pandemic by releasing all those animated Doctor Who stories. But this is a lot of fun. It's a good, solid story. It's the four against the gods. What I like about it, and I'm going to read this to you. This was almost a Royish thing. So the splash page, the title is Four Against the Gods in 4 different fonts. Awesome. RDC Mac, go for it. And then there's a quote. And I'm going to read you this quote. Oh, dark, dark, dark. They all go into the dark, the vacant interstellar spaces, the vacant into the vacant. To arrive where you are, to get from where you are not, you must go by a way wherein there is no ecstasy. T.S. Eliot, 4 quartets. I love that. I love that stuff when someone puts a little blurb in there. I don't know a lot about. I know who T.S. Eliot is. I've heard some of his poems. I'm not a poetry person, but I thought that was appropriate. And the splash page is a preview of it's kind of like a second cover. It's previewing what you're going to see later, and it is the 4 defenders and Barbara Norris in a cyclone going to like a black hole. But I mean, the art is just amazing, absolutely amazing. There's just some great stuff. The top of page. Oh, great. These don't have page numbers, you awful people. Bad reprint. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's at top of page 5 when it's just their heads and they're going into the other dimension, and it's that weird dimension where stuff just floats. The Hulk getting sucked into a black hole, and he stops and he holds onto it. Namor using Silver Surfer's surfboard to get them all out of there. Namor needs water, so Stephen Strange makes some happen. So he gets, and they're being tricked by images of Klee, Dorma, Jarella, and Shalabal, Norrin Rand, the Silver Surfer thing. And then on the page where it's revealed that the Undying One has 3 heads now, and the top one is Barbara Norris's. And it's a great evil Sal Buscema head. She's great. They battle. The middle head swallows Namor, and it gives him a little indigestion. And it's a great panel of him just going, "Urk," and then Submariner coming out. It's just a lot of action. There's a lot of dialogue, but it all serves a purpose. This is a fun comic. And we're going to see more, because next issue is 4 defenders and an Avenger. Basically, we're going to be introduced to a new defender and the Black Knights guest starring, and that's going to start up the stuff that's going to lead into the Avengers Defenders War, which I will cover issue by issue, including the Avenger issues, which is a great excuse for me to reread some Englehart Avengers, which I love. So, folks, there is probably not going to be a Saturday episode unless I get a wild hair up. It is Thursday. I'm recording this. I'm going to release it. Me and my wife are getting it very early, and her and I and my brother-in-law are going to drive about an hour and a half to meet their dad and stepmom, and then we're going to go to New York to go to my sister-in-law's baby shower in New York City. So I may not get a record. If I get home early enough Sunday, I may sneak one out a day late. If not, we'll just go without. I have an idea what it's going to be. I went to the comic shop today on the way home from work, and I got some comics. Some great stuff came out, and I'm going to do another comic issue for sure about what I got. But I also got the Legion 3 and 4, the miniseries. I'm going to read them and give a little review on those, because I kind of said I wasn't impressed with it in the last episode, and I'm not. And I just want to I felt bad for waiting for the trade. So I'm going to be a good Legion fan and read them and see and let you all know what I think about them. And then again on Tuesday, our standard Legion of Superhero story. It is a big and super uber important issue. So the episode may be a little longer because I really want to talk about it. It was a really important comic in Legion lore, but it was also a very important comic for me as a young fan, like a teenage fan, because my brother bought that comic as a back issue, and I read it, and I read it, and I read it, and I read it. So I'm looking forward to talking about that. And then again, next Thursday, Defenders number 4. So folks, thanks for listening. do me a favor, if you can, you feel like it, give us a rating on Apple Podcasts or your podcast thing of choice. Share and like and retweet my post when this goes up. I would really appreciate it. Send me a letter. Let me know what you think. Give me suggestions. I'm doing an interview Wednesday with somebody, and I hope to have that episode up within a week of me doing it. And I'm going to be doing some homework on my episode of Lynn Wine, which I'm looking forward to, but I just really want to get some comics read and some notes done. So that may take a couple weeks of me being a little more diligent than reading and then expunging my thoughts on a single comic. But do all that. And as always, be safe, be smart, be kind, and read some comics.